Hello everybody, it's Trisha from Huntress Habits, and I'm trying something a little bit different tonight with Chalk Couture. We're going to be doing it on plastic. I found a cutting board that looks like a paddle at Dollar Tree, and it's got a smooth surface. You know, most cutting boards have a little bit of a rough surface when they're made out of plastic. This one has a smooth one, and so we're going to try it on here. Now, I'm just going to be using mine for decorative purposes. If I was wanting to keep it forever and ever, then I would take and some spray and spray it with a clear coat so that it could be there permanently. Okay, is there anything I need to know about this? Double-sided, wash before use. Well, we don't have to worry about that. Okay. Okie doke. We are using the transfer called Wicked Chickens. The first time I saw this, Ken Hess was using it, and he had just come back from a leaders meeting, and they had done it on cup towels, and I fell in love with the Wicked Chickens Lay Deviled Eggs. But I like this one too. Kitchen's closed. This heifer has had it. And this heifer has had it. Yes. I am just about ready to stop cooking. It's very hard to cook for a 92-year-old that does not like leftovers. We go out to eat because he wants to get out of the house, he says. When you buy our transfers, yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore, so I'm going to go on and tell you about Chalk Couture. I've only been a designer for a few weeks, and to become a designer, you get $232 worth of product for $99 plus shipping. And then every month you receive a Club Couture transfer, and they take care of the website for you. And that means you don't have to do anything as far as sales goes. But in order to stay a member every quarter, you need to have at least $150 worth of sales. So that's really something that you would have to do. But I guarantee you, even if you're the only one purchasing, you would make that quota. When you receive our transfers, the Chalk Couture gives you the instructions on the back, how to clean and store, how to apply it, everything you need to know. But it's also good to see what Chalk Couture is doing for you. This month ends the first quarter. And I've been trying to get some videos in and learning more. And so I've been practicing on different mediums. Now, let's make sure that's going to fit. Just barely, but perfect. We're going to be using the colors, let's see, red, brick, dreamsicle, mocha, and chocolate. For the cow, we're going to use the mocha and chocolate, and then for the lettering, we're going to do the red. Same thing for the chicken. We're going to use the brick and dreamsicle on the chicken, and then the lettering would be the red. Okay, I peel this off, and if you notice, there's a little bit of a shiny side. And I keep that backing to put it back on there, because you want to take care of your transfers. Hello, Penny. Yes, Penny. Okay, when you take your transfer off, you want to fuzz it. And the best way I have found, as long as I don't have any dinner on my shirt, which sometimes I do, but as long as I don't have anything on the front of my shirt or my pants, I fuzz it that way. That's just to keep it from being quite as sticky to where you can't pull it off. Okay. I'm going to take my angled squeegee and right now we are out of the squeegees, but they'll be in just within a couple of weeks and available to order. It has to do with the Chinese New Year. But I bought a Betty Crocker spatula that has the rubber on the ends. And that is basically the same material as what our squeegees are. So that would work, and that's only $1. Okay, let's get started. The best thing I like about Chalk Couture is that it's easy. I need easy in my life. And let's see, do we want to do the letters first? I think we'll do the cow first. So we want to mix up our paste. Your paste needs to be between a yogurt and consistency of yogurt. I need to leave it down here, don't I? Am I getting a glare on the screen? Let me see that, because I don't know if y'all are seeing it quite as well as I am. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Adjusted some lights because it was putting a shadow. But it needs to be about the consistency of yogurt. So I'll stir that one up. Now this is the first time me opening the chocolate. So let's see how it looks. Brand new lid. Woohoo! That's a dark chocolate. It does have air bubbles in it. But once you stir it, you'll see it starting to smooth out. And I can even hear the bubbles popping. The bubbles bopping. The bubbles popping. I always used to tell my students I had a speech impediment, which I do. But I think it's more a brain impediment than anything. Okay, that looks just right. I'm going to spritz it just a speck with water and stir it a little bit more just to get it a little bit smoother. And that's anytime the paste isn't looking just right. That's all you have to do is spritz it with a little bit of water. Okay, that one's stirred up good. Let's go ahead and stir all of them while we're doing it, because some of these are brand new. I had a tough time trying to decide what I was going to do next. Ooh, that one had a good seal. Again, brand new. Our paste and inks are guaranteed a shelf life of 2 years. And our chalkboards, framed and unframed, have a 50-year warranty on them. If you become a designer, you get a 40% discount. And it's not something you have to do, is go out there and have parties and sell and all that. You can do it just for your own personal reasons, personal use. Totally up to you. But for that 40% discount, it's definitely worth it. Then if you sell, you get 25% commission. And that's because they take care of everything for you. All of your, okay, this is brick, all of the sales, the shipping, everything. So that's a pretty good deal. You get 25% commission. Did I mention that? So 40% discount, 25% commission on sales, and all this fun stuff to do. They come out with new transfers all the time, and they retire some too. Some are just seasonal. The company itself, I haven't got an exact startup date on the company. I probably read it somewhere and have just forgotten. All of these look great as far as consistency. But it's just really taken off this past July. So I'm on the ground floor with it, or you could say the top floor. And so far, I haven't found a better company. They have lowered prices on transfers. And I watched this for a long time. I watched people demonstrate and talk about it before I made a decision. Now, this looks like it needs some water. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to spritz it about 3 times to start off. And then stir some more. Our company, because of demand, has changed from a 2 ounce to a 3 ounce in size. You can see it changing the more I stir. Okay, a little bit more. We're going to go 3 more times. I'd rather add too little than too much and get it runny. I don't want to go past that stage, because if I did that, I'd probably go ahead and choose a new color. The last video I did, Who Needs Luck? You have to pull the transfer off while the paste is still wet. And I tried to keep it wet when actually it was already wet. And I put too much sprays on it. But it still turned out great. Okay, now it's starting to look like a thick icing. Two sprays that time. My hand's getting tired of pinching this little makeup spatula that I'm using. But like I said, they've switched to a 3 ounce due to requests for a larger mouth for the squeegees and the paste, needing more paste. Your paste is reusable. 2 more, and I think I'll have it just about right. Maybe. Oh, my hand's cramping up. So we're going to stir this way. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. We want it lefty-loosey, don't we? Not that that applies in stirring. That is a beautiful red. Can you see the difference in how it started out? That's looking much better. We recommend that you do not use wood to stir because that absorbs the water, the moisture in the chalk. Okay, it's still a little bit thick, so I'm going to go 2 more squirts. So I found these on Amazon. I put a link on my website for these. If you'll use that link, that helps support the website and the blog, making videos. At no cost to you. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so we're going to do the cow first. Something I wanted to show you, and I meant to do it while I had the screen off. Can you see that that is an actual screen? It's not just a stencil. That's why we call it a transfer. You can see my fingers through there, but there's a netting right there. Just like you would do in screen printing. Like making t-shirts where you squeegee the ink across the shirt. And that's basically how you do it with our ink. Our ink is permanent once it's been heat set. Okay, let me get that back on there good, since we did some stirring. I want to make sure there's no bubbles where the letters and the image is. That way nothing's going to seep underneath. And I'm going to put a little dab of mocha. Then I'm going to put a dab of chocolate. And we're going to use my handy stir tool. It's called a finger. And we're going to stir this up on there. I want to get a little bit more mocha in there. And then I'll take the squeegee and take off the excess. Now, something I forgot to do. See, where did I put some? Aha, found one. Because I'm mixing it, I don't want to put it back into the jars that I took it out of. So I have some little jars where I'm saving, and then I will make one color out of what I take off. You can see how much I'm taking off and putting back into a container. That's quite a bit that I'm getting to save. Oops. Apparently I didn't make that back into the jar. Scraped it on my finger instead, huh? Typical me. But just think. You're finger painting now by using your fingers. Okay. Now, I've got a wet wipe here. I'm going to use it to clean off my finger and also the squeegee. So it'll be ready to use with the next color. Just wipes right off. Except maybe where I got it under the fingernail. Cleans up easily because it is water-based. And if you've seen some of the other Couture videos that I've done, if I make a mistake and have to start over, or I decide I don't like it, I just spray some water on it and wipe it off. Okay, now I want to work fairly quickly, and that's still wet. We're going to use red. I'm not putting much. I'm going to let the squeegee do the work of spreading it. Let me make sure I get all the chocolate off. Okay, I'm going to turn it around this way just so I can see it a little bit better from the shadow that's on it. And I don't want to get it into that chocolate because I want to be able to save all this red. You're pushing it down into that screen. Okay, then I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. Yeah, there we go. How easy was that? Okay, it's all still wet. I'm going to take the red and put it back into the jar. Scrape as much as I can off to recycle. Wipe my squeegee while it's wet, just makes it easier. And then I'm going to pull my transfer off. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. The cow is supposed to look distressed, and so it does. And it's got the mixed colors. All I have to do now is put this transfer down into a bowl of water, pan of water, and I put it with the chalk side down so that when I'm ready to wash it off, then all I have to do is rinse it through the water. Once I've rinsed it through the water, I wipe it with a Clorox or Lysol, any kind of disinfectant wipe. I've been using baby wipes, but I finally got the disinfected ones. I'm drying it now. Within just moments, it's going to be dry. I could still remove it. By just applying water. A little bit of red, but was that from the trip before? Let's see. No, we're good. Okay. That's just a heat gun that I use for embossing and other things. You can use a hair dryer, so it's not something you have to go out and purchase. Okay, now I'm going to do the back side. See, it's totally dry. And we're going to do the back side of it. And then I can hang it according to mood. Taking my transfer off, shiny side. Some people write what it is on this side or that this is the back, but I can tell the difference between the matte side and the shiny side, so I don't do that. If I was to lose one of those, you can, or damage it, the backings, tear it, whatever, you can use freezer paper. That would work just fine. Okay, I'm going to turn this around and lay it this way because I want to make sure that the deviled eggs is not in that crease at the bottom, that little tray. Okay, my C and K is going to be a little bit in that, and so we'll see how that works. What I may have to do is cut this and then lower it, but I don't want to do that, and if I don't have to. You can cut, like if you were just wanting to make a label for deviled eggs or use the word wicked in something else, you can cut these transfers without any problem. Okay, I hear my dad coughing in there. I'm making sure he's okay. Okay, now we're going to put down a little bit of the dreamsicle, especially on the tail, a little bit on the head and the feet. And then the brick. This is kind of the color of my chickens. I only have 3 at this time. Years ago I used to keep about 30 around. Okay, now we're using that magical tool that we first started coloring with as a child. Now you see where it's green? That is not transferring color to that area. Okay, now I'm going to let that stay on there wet. And I'm going to scrape it right after I do the red. Okay? Now, what did I do with my hand? Oh, I threw my handy wipe, wet wipe away. So, let's get another one. I would love to be able to be doing these videos with you live and be able to chat while I'm working. But this internet is just not allowing that at this time. But they've been working on it a lot lately, so maybe it'll get better. Okay, let's start scraping. I'm going to be doing the ink on glass soon. So be watching for that video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the little bell, and it will give you anytime that I do updates. Do another YouTube, it will tell you if you click on the little bell. Share this video. I would appreciate that greatly. Okay, now I'm not going to bother taking that red off. I'm just going to scrape this now. and put it into that little container that I had, that I'm mixing all the colors in. Okay, we're going to pull it off. Let's get that out of the way and see how we did. Looks like I got everything covered. And we did. You know what? We missed a little bit of the beak right there. So I'm going to take my finger and go right like that. I'm not even going to worry with scraping it. And then I'm going to pull. Yep, that got it. Okay, I don't like how that did up there, so I'm going to try to fix it. Washed my fingers off a little bit. Okay, wiped my squeegee off so it's ready. Now I'm going to dip this Q-tip into that red and try to dab some down into that crack. There we go. Now, where'd I do that wet one? There we go. That looks better. Okay, that was fun. Now we know what it does on plastic. Let me heat it, dry it. I'm doing this just so you can see that it doesn't take long. Definitely takes less time than watercolor and acrylic, and definitely oil if you were painting this on. Okay, clean finger. It's done. Wonderful. Now, according to my mood, there we are, a sign for my kitchen. Looks great. Join me in the next video. I'm going to try to do the next one live just because I'm wanting to do a giveaway in the next one. So join in for that next one. Subscribe to my YouTube so you'll know when it comes out. And we will have a giveaway in the next video. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Couture.